On today's video, I'm going to take you guys to a park that I went to. I actually visited this park on the last week of November, but I'm barely editing the video and whatnot. So I decided to just go ahead and voice over it because I was recording with my Osmo and I was moving around, so you can hear the wind, you can hear my hand movements, you can hear us talking. So I was like, you know what, it's better if I just voice over it and kind of talk about it. So the name of the park is called Los Maples. Los Maples is a state park. It's in Texas and it's rather short. I think the entire park, which we've already done, we didn't do the entire park in this video, but this is my second time here in Los Maples, and the first time we did all of it, it's about 7 miles. Like the entire park is about 7 miles, 8 miles, maybe 9. I'm not too sure, but it's not that long compared to the other parks that Texas has. But nonetheless, it's still a really nice park, and it's known for the leaves. The leaves in fall, once November, October kind of hits, the leaves start turning really bright red. Now, unfortunately, in the video that I'm editing right now, there isn't really any orange trees or any red trees. You can see them on the floor. So right here in this part, you can see how Fen and Ghost are drinking from the little water, the clear water too. But there are some red leaves there. Fortunately, because it was such an awkward fall in Texas, there was very few. I mean, there was so much water and there was so much. The temperature was way off than what it usually is. It was a lot colder than all the other winters. So I think that's what they were saying, is that the type of fall that we had messed with the way that the leaves usually fall. Some of them just died right away. They didn't even go into the cutters. But this video is going to be more about, you know, my hike and not so much about the park. But if you guys have any curious questions, or you guys want to know about the park, then yeah, go ahead and let me know, and I'll let you guys make sure to be giving you guys some input as to what to expect and stuff. Now, what I took is I have the 2 leashes. Fang got stuck on that branch. I have 2 leashes, and they're combined with my carabiner. Now, that carabiner is like for jumping out of helicopters, basically. Like, it's not for dogs. It's huge. It's very thick too, and the reason I'm using that one is because the other one that I had that was tiny, that was perfect, they actually bent it. So because they're so heavy when we're running, they bent it. So I had to use that one because I was still waiting for my replacements to come in. And I'm still kind of messing with these new equipments and these new tools and trying to see what works and what doesn't. If you guys do go to state parks in your area, make sure you check for the leashes, because in statewide in Texas, you are not allowed to have a leash longer than 6 feet. So I'm not sure how long that one is and measure it. They never actually check, but obviously if you come with like the wire ones that most people they put on their dogs when they're outside, the steel wire one that goes on the ground, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell you no, like you can't have that here. Now, the ones that I'm using, I think it's about it should be less than 6 feet, if not just about that. But I do have 2 of them, so it's pulling 2 dogs, and that wasn't told anything. They didn't even know I had dogs. They didn't ask me. So it really just depends what park you're going to, but nonetheless, make sure that you call and ask, because you don't want to take something and then find out that you're not allowed in the park because the equipment that you took doesn't meet their requirements or their safety. Some parks don't even allow dogs, not because they don't like dogs, but because of their feces. You know, the feces can interrupt with the wildlife there. But Texas is mainly really good with that. I think the only park that is like really restricted from dogs is Enchanted Rock. You're not allowed up the rock, which is the whole reason you would want to go to Enchanted Rock. You're not allowed up there with the dogs. I don't know why. And Big Bend too. Big Bend has some strict rules. It's like Big Bend is huge, and out of the entire park, I think only like 2 miles is accessible to dogs. So, all right, well, that's kind of it for, you know, the state parks. But now I'm just gonna talk about my dogs. I almost fell here in this clip because they were pulling me. Now they do tend to pull a lot with this leash, and that's the negative side that I've seen when I wear it with them. They pull because they're so used to me running with it. You have to understand that this is the same way that we run. So when we run, they're pulling me, but they don't really pull me because I catch up to them. But here, because I'm walking slow and because I'm not on all fours like they are, it's difficult for me to keep up the pace that they have. So I am being constantly pulled, which is kind of the bad thing. But it still beats having 2 leashes. 2 leashes is easier to control by far. You can control them, you can put them on your side, you can walk slowly, it's so much easier. But when you have the belt, you have more range of motion, you're more free, they're more free, you know. So it really just becomes personal preference. Do you want your dogs to kind of walk around farther but pull you, or and that's also why you see right here that I have him on the chain collar, and that I alternate throughout the hike. I alternated a lot with Ghost and Fen, because on certain trails they had the tendency to be pulling more than usual. Look at this, he's biting the tree like this. He doesn't know how to behave in public. He's such a bad dog. Nah, I'm kidding. He's not a bad dog. He's just crazy. And Ghost is smelling like what are you biting at? You have to understand what you're trying to do. Like I have either, if I'm walking downhill or if I'm walking like straight and they're pulling really bad, I'm gonna switch their chain. I'm gonna put the choke collar on them, and then once they slow down and they're like, all right, you know, this isn't worth it, I put it back to the other one, and then it works. They slow down, they calm down, they're more neutral, and it's like a win-win situation. But yeah, I mean, right here, look at that, he's biting the tree too. Maybe they were hungry, I'm not sure. Nah, they weren't. They ate in the morning. By the way, if you're thinking about the water, like, man, there's a lot of water, I wonder if it's safe for them to drink. Yeah, it's safe. They didn't get sick or anything from it. They didn't throw up or have any diarrhea afterwards. So we're pretty good with that. The water is really clear too. It goes through like a series of rocks, so it's kind of filtered out naturally. I wouldn't drink it, but I mean, I asked the game wardens and the ones that work there, the park people, and they said that it was fine for the dogs to drink it, that they do it all the time. But this park right here, I really like trails like these where it gets kind of dark and you have all this shade. It was beautiful too. It was like 70 degrees outside, 65 to 70. So you had that cool breeze. It was really nice. Now you'll see here how they're kind of trying to pull me, and look at how tall Ghost is too. Like, you don't really appreciate their size because you get to see them together. But Fen right now is 28 inches, so Ghost is about at 25, 24. Mind you, Ghost is only 10 months at this point. 10 months. He's only 10 months old. I'm sorry, no. He's 11 months. He's 11 months. He'll be turning... No, he is 10 months. Because on December 30th, he turns 11 months. So on the last week of November, he was 10 months, yeah. Okay, so he's 10 months old. And Fan is, oh, here we go, the math. 12, September, October, November, he's 14 months. He's 14 months old. And I know some of you people are saying, like, why don't you just say 1 year? He's a year old, just say that. Well, no, because it does matter in the dog world. And actually, I'm not even going to go into that because I can explain that in another video. And this one's already coming to an end. But, yeah, man, I'm trying to make videos on the material that I took too. If anybody's interested in that, I'll be sure to make it, because I know I'm Googling this stuff. I went to YouTube and I looked up what I used and I didn't find anything. So keep an eye out for that. This is part 1 of 2. And I hope you guys really liked the video. If you guys have any suggestions or any changes that you would like for me to do, make sure you put them in the comment section below and I'll keep an eye out for them, alright? Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comments.